Now, our next guests are the creative minds behind a new Kiwi film that's been described as one of the most delightfully bonkers comedies ever dreamed up. So, just what is so bonkers about Nude Tuesday?
Velkommen. Jeg vil ikke styre for ditt brud. Bruden hånd.
It's a film like no other.
Frukost, prognos eller utklitt okna. Jobb, grut og sex.
The gibberish was improvised by the actors on the fly, and the text was written after they'd filmed it. In this truly unique movie, a couple's marriage hits rock bottom, so a peculiar relationship retreat might be just what they need to get their spark back. Turns out they're in for a whole lot more, or less, than they bargained for.
Okay.
Well, please welcome the creators of the movie, Beek and Armagan Ballentyne.
Guys, the movie looks incredible. Gibberish, subtitles. I have to ask the obvious question. Why?
Very good, Jackie. Well, Man and I were, working on the story for about a year about the married couple, flailing marriage, going to a new age camp. But we were still looking for that kind of unique point of difference. And then I had an idea very early one morning, and I rang Aman and I said, what if, because we're dealing with, themes of miscommunication and misinterpretation between couples, what if all of the actors speak in gibberish? And then after we finish the film, other people can interpret it. So that's kind of, it was kind of an investigation into kind of relationships and all that misinterpreting that goes on. And it was like couples. a Pandora's box.
Yeah, what did you think the first time she pitched you the idea?
This is completely mad and I love it. It just suddenly opened all these ideas. We could do songs in gibberish, and the whole world was absurd and it just...
In fact, we're releasing a whole soundtrack next month in gibberish. Here we are. It's going to be everywhere.
Amazing.
How much of the gibberish is kind of pre-planned and how much are you just kind of coming up with the first thing that comes to your mind?
Nude Tuesday, improvisation, pre-plan.
Yeah.
So it's all improvised, but I spent 5 years writing the script in English, knowing that none of my dialogue would ever be seen or heard.
Yeah.
But Jackie's dialogue was super important because that's what we that's what we used for the actors, so they could create their emotional lives, and so they could do these wonderful performances.
So was it easier or harder then to act the part in gibberish versus actually learning lines?
Oh, far easier. It was so nice not to have to learn lines because all you're doing when you take away content, you're not thinking about words. All you're doing is thinking about energetic or emotional exchanges. So, when I'm paired up with Damon Harriman or Jermaine Clement, all we're doing is reacting to each other emotionally or playing gags on each other.
And I should say as well as this kind of high concept, it's just a great funny movie, and not just me thinks. So The Guardian gave it 5 stars in the week, and congratulations.
Thank you.
How cool is it to see that the world loves it?
Yeah, and we just found out they're adding extra screenings in Sydney. We just opened at the Sydney Film Festival and we just got an email saying they're adding extra ones, popular demo.
Okay, and I have to say, by the way, sorry, Kate, I have to say they're doing nude screenings in Sydney.
Yes, they're doing nude screenings in Sydney and Melbourne, but not in New Zealand yet.
Yeah.
Come on,
this
New
is
Zealand.
because I feel like we've spent a lot of time talking about the language, and that's fine. But all the actors have got their kit off for most of the movie.
That's true.
It's all detail.
And in the freezing cold, what was that like for you to direct, Aman?
All the actors knew, when they auditioned for the film that there was going to be nudity involved. So it wasn't a surprise. Surprise! But we still worked really carefully with them to make sure that they felt comfortable. We had a beautiful intimacy coordinator, and they just felt more cold than nude when they got up that mountain, to be honest, And they all were so amazing together. They all looked after each other.
Fair to say, not to be unkind, but it's not really erotic nudity, is it?
No, that's a very good point, and that's exactly what was very clear to us as well. We wanted unsexualised nudity. It was all about, being comfortable.
There's heaps of sex, don't get me wrong. There's heaps of sex in the film. But whenever we're having sex, we're in clothes. Yeah. And then the nudity section, which actually isn't right throughout the film, it's only on the Tuesday, Kano. It's only on the Tuesday, and all of the nudity is completely detached from sex. We were inspired by European and Scandinavian films and culture where where nudity is just normalised.
Okay.
And also, you obviously go to some of the more remote beaches around New Zealand.
I do enjoy a little...
I thought I'd seen you there.
A little nude sun.
Okay, enough description of the film. You've just got to go see it. It is unlike any other movie that's ever come out in New Zealand, and you have to know what everyone else is talking about. It's called Nude Tuesday. It's in cinemas from Thursday. Please give it up for Jackie Van Beek and Armagan Ballentyne.